Methuselah, why God waited for him and he killed 900,000 demons, the man who stood against darkness. Among the most enigmatic characters in the Bible, Methuselah stands tall as a figure shrouded in mystery and divine purpose. Known primarily for his astonishing lifespan of 969 years, the longest ever recorded, his presence in the scriptures is often a footnote in the grander biblical narrative. But when we pause to reflect on why Methuselah lived so long, we uncover a story rich with cosmic battles, divine timing, and the influence of righteousness on the fate of mankind. Genesis 5 introduces us to Methuselah as a descendant of Enoch, the man who walked with God so intimately that he was taken up to heaven without experiencing death. Such a lineage immediately sets the tone for Methuselah's life. He was more than just a man with exceptional longevity. He was a bridge between generations of divine encounters and the impending judgment of the Great Flood. His life, threaded through the pages of Genesis and the Book of Enoch, was marked by a struggle against demonic forces, a divine mission, and a legacy that would shape the course of human history. But why did God delay the flood until after Methuselah's death? And what role did this righteous man play in the great spiritual conflict that raged across the earth? The answers lie in understanding who Methuselah truly was and why his life mattered so much to God. The lineage of the righteous, a family touched by God. Methuselah was born into a line of men who were deeply connected to the divine. His father, Enoch, was renowned for his exceptional walk with God, so much so that he did not die but was taken up to heaven. This was no ordinary family. It was one chosen to carry the flame of righteousness through an age darkened by sin and rebellion. His grandfather, Jared, and great-grandfather, Mahalalel, each bore the weight of maintaining faithfulness amidst a world growing increasingly corrupt. Genesis 5:21-24 tells us that Enoch walked with God, then he was no more, because God took him away. This brief but profound statement emphasizes the depth of Enoch's relationship with the Almighty. Enoch's influence on Methuselah was immense. It was said that Enoch taught his son the mysteries of the heavens, the nature of sin, and the role of mankind in the cosmic order. He imbued Methuselah with a sense of duty and a profound awareness of the spiritual forces at work in the world. Methuselah's early years were spent absorbing this divine wisdom. He learned about the fallen angels who had descended upon Mount Hermon, corrupting the earth with their knowledge and lust for human women. These watchers, as they were called, fathered a race of giants known as the Nephilim, who wreaked havoc across the land. Methuselah's heart burned with a desire to combat the evil that threatened to overrun humanity. A world steeped in darkness, the rise of sin, and the watchers. The generation in which Methuselah lived was one of unprecedented wickedness. Genesis 6:5 vividly describes the state of mankind. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. It was a time when the very fabric of creation seemed to be unraveling, torn apart by violence, corruption, and sorcery. The Watchers, fallen angels who had defied God's command, had descended upon the earth, teaching mankind forbidden secrets and indulging in perverse acts. They introduced men to the arts of war, seduction, and witchcraft, plunging humanity into moral decay. Their offspring, the Nephilim, were giants of great strength and wickedness, whose very existence was an affront to God's creation. Yet, amidst this chaos, Methuselah stood as a beacon of hope. He was known as a righteous man who resisted the temptations of the Watchers and urged others to do the same. He wielded a sword, said to be imbued with the power of God, and became a champion of light in a world overrun by darkness. Legends speak of Methuselah facing off against 900,000 demons, casting them down and preserving a remnant of righteousness on earth. The sword of Methuselah, a divine weapon against darkness. The Book of Enoch provides a fascinating glimpse into Methuselah's role as a warrior of God. It speaks of a sword inscribed with the very name of God, a weapon capable of vanquishing the demonic forces that plagued the earth. This sword of Methuselah was not merely a physical weapon, but a symbol of his authority and righteousness. It was said that when Methuselah wielded the sword, the heavens would tremble and the demons would flee in terror. He became a force to be reckoned with, feared by the fallen angels and their corrupted offspring. His actions served as a deterrent against the further spread of evil, buying time for the righteous line of Seth to continue its existence. One day, Methuselah encountered a group of powerful demons who sought to dominate the earth. With a single, mighty stroke, he struck down 900,000 of them, severing their influence over humanity. This event became a defining moment in Methuselah's life, a testament to his unwavering faith and divine calling. His victory over the demons was a foreshadowing of the ultimate triumph of good over evil, a theme that would resonate throughout biblical history. The death of Methuselah and the delayed judgment. The death of Methuselah is a pivotal moment in the biblical narrative. Genesis 7:4 records God's words to Noah. "For in 7 days I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made." This proclamation came after Methuselah had passed away, indicating that God had waited for this righteous man's departure before unleashing his judgment. Why did God wait? The answer lies in Methuselah's role as a restrainer of evil. His very presence on earth was a buffer against the flood of wickedness that threatened to consume humanity. The 7 days following his death can be seen as a period of mourning, a final opportunity for repentance before the heavens opened and the deluge began. It is believed that during these 7 days, a great light shone from the heavens, a sign of divine grace and mercy. This light, visible to all, was a reminder of Methuselah's righteousness and a call to repentance. Yet, despite this miraculous sign, the people did not turn from their evil ways. The delay in judgment was not for Methuselah's sake alone, but for the entire generation, giving them one last chance to escape the wrath to come. Methuselah and Noah, a legacy of righteousness. Methuselah's influence on his grandson, Noah, cannot be understated. As a young boy, Noah would have heard stories of his grandfather's valor and faithfulness. Methuselah's wisdom and counsel helped shape Noah into the man who would eventually build the ark and preserve humanity through the flood. It was Methuselah who warned Lamech, Noah's father, not to name his son after the generation of the flood. He foresaw the wickedness that would arise and sought to protect Noah from the taint of sin. When Lamech named his son Noah, saying, "He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands caused by the ground the Lord has cursed," Genesis 5:29. It was a prophetic declaration that Noah would be a source of hope and renewal. Noah's favor with God, as described in Genesis 6:8, "But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord," was a direct result of Methuselah's influence. The faith and integrity passed down through the generations allowed Noah to remain blameless amidst a corrupt world, ensuring the continuation of the righteous line. The final battle. Methuselah's stand against the Nephilim. As the end of his life drew near, Methuselah faced one final confrontation. The Nephilim, enraged by their diminishing influence, gathered to wage war against him. These giants, born of the union between the Watchers and human women, were fearsome creatures of immense strength and cruelty. But Methuselah, though advanced in years, stood firm. He lifted his sword, invoking the name of God, and engaged the Nephilim in battle. The earth shook, and the skies darkened as Methuselah struck down these abominations one by one. His courage and faithfulness were unwavering, and with each blow, he reminded the Nephilim that righteousness could not be extinguished. This final act of defiance marked the culmination of Methuselah's life. He had spent centuries fighting against the forces of darkness, and now, with his mission complete, he laid down his sword. He knew that his time had come and that the flood, long prophesied, would soon cleanse the earth of its corruption. The hope of restoration, a legacy that endures. Methuselah's life is more than just a tale of longevity and battle. It is a testament to the power of faith, the endurance of righteousness, and the hope of restoration. His legacy continued through Noah, who carried the torch of righteousness through the flood and into a new world. The story of Methuselah reminds us that even in the darkest of times, one person's faithfulness can make a difference. His life and death served as a turning point in the divine narrative, illustrating the delicate balance between judgment and mercy, wrath and grace. Today, Methuselah's name is synonymous with patience and endurance. His story encourages us to hold fast to our faith, even when the world around us seems irredeemably lost. Like Methuselah, we are called to be beacons of light, standing firm in the face of darkness and trusting in God's ultimate plan for restoration and redemption. Conclusion: reflecting on Methuselah's journey. In reflecting on the life of Methuselah, we see the hand of God at work in profound and mysterious ways. His life was not merely a measure of time, but a divine message, one that calls us to seek righteousness, to confront evil, and to trust in God's timing. Methuselah's story is a reminder that every life, no matter how long or short, has a purpose in God's greater plan. May we, like Methuselah, strive to walk faithfully with God, resist the forces of darkness, and leave a legacy that honors the Creator and points others to His truth.